You're listening to the All Burgundy and Gold Everything Commanders pregame show powered by the Urban Sports Scene and Fox Sports Radio 96.9 FM and 1340 AM. Hopewell, Virginia. It's a cold red game. The Washington Commanders are getting set to take on the Tennessee Titans up in Northwest Stadium. I'm Wole, and I'm joined by my co-host, George. What's going on, George?
Feeling all right today, but after last week, kind of feeling chastened. I'm not going to be making any bold predictions at the start, lest I get made fun of by my cousin for doing exactly that, which he clipped the beginning of our show last week where I'm like ready for a win in this and put that on Facebook because my cousin's a Cowboys fan and you know what them folks are like.
Yeah, I had a cousin who was ready for the smoke. So shout out to him, man. I love you, but still you a jerk. Let's get to the logistics. Let's get the logistics out the way first. Subscribe to our podcast on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, iHeartRadio, and other podcast platforms. Just search All Burgundy and Gold Everything. Also, tweet us at ABG_everything. Hit us up on IG and TikTok at ABG_everything. Make sure you subscribe to our All Burgundy and Gold Everything YouTube channel as well. Our pregame is also streaming on the Urban Sports X handle. So make sure you hit that. Go over into the handle and also follow on X. Here is the rundown. We'll chat with Bowie TV's Commanders reporter Candy Waller. She'll be joining us live from Northwest Stadium. We'll also talk about the keys for Commanders' victory over the Titans and also provide our predictions. Then finally, we'll select our Commanders fantasy football selection for the day. All right, live from Northwest Stadium, we got Bowie TV's Commanders reporter Candy Waller. Oh, what's going on, Candy?
Hey, you all. Can you all hear me okay?
Yeah, we can hear you. You sound good.
Welcome,
Candy,
welcome.
Good.
Very good.
What's going on, Coach? What's going on, Paul? What's going on, Mike? You know what I'm saying? What's going on with all y'all, man? So Candy, real quick, can you first off, how you doing?
I'm okay.
How was your turkey day? I know I'm being rude. How was your turkey day?
Oh, it was good. It was kind of quiet. Definitely watching the Cowboys and the Giants brought back Thanksgiving Day memories from last year.
Okay.
I was like, dang.
That's crazy. All right, cool.
That was us last year. Looking
I know, right?
Bad.
I know. Two bad teams. That was us last week for real. Hey, George, lead us in, bro.
Candy, welcome to the show and thank you for joining us.
Yes.
The first thing I want to ask you is about the reaction to all the Emmanuel Forbes stuff, because that would kind of came, even though he didn't play, that kind of came as a bolt out of the blue when he was cut. Just your reaction to that and to the way that's kind of been received in the locker room and around, the press and the people that you work with covering the Commanders.
It's a couple different things. A few weeks ago, I did a one-on-one with Emmanuel, and I'll tell you all this now. I thought that Emmanuel was going to get cut that weekend. And why I went ahead and did that one-on-one, I was like, you know what? I want to talk to him. I want to do the one-on-one. You build a relationship with individuals that you cover all the time. But I still felt like it was worth just talking to him. You're not writing people off. Sure, he could come back on the practice squad, right? But I don't think it's a surprise at all.
Yeah.
Right? It's not a surprise at all. I think the first time I publicly made a tweet about it, it was the Ravens game. And I said, and a game as important as that one with the Baltimore Ravens, I was like, Jamin Davis and Emmanuel Forbes are inactive. And I was like, use your clues, everybody. Right. And then, we've seen Jamin get released and moved on. And now Emmanuel, again, it remains to be seen if he comes back on the practice squad. But I also think there were some signs there. Again, using your clues, right? We've seen, we know Marshawn Lattimore will come back at some point.
Yeah.
Right. And we can get into that conversation, at some point, maybe it's this show or another, about my thoughts on that. But at the same token, we've seen Mike Davis get more reps, right? And splitting those reps. And we've seen that occur since the Eagles game. Once that started happening, I said, oh, okay, Emmanuel's out. He's out.
Yeah.
And so it's the proof has kind of been there because in critical moments in key games, he hasn't played.
True. My man Mike has a comment for you, Candy. He said, Candy, now that Forbes is gone, could 25 be the next to go once we find another corner, or would he be third or fourth string till the end of the season?
I mean, I think you're seeing some depth moves already, right? I mean, Fedarian
Mm-hmm.
Mathis is a healthy scratch today.
Hmm.
Who's
I
healthy
think
scratch?
Fedarian.
Oh, dang. Okay.
That's after
So,
blocking a punt last week. Wow.
Wow.
so you're starting to see some things move and shake.
Yeah, they're not stopping the run.
Um,
That's wild. Okay. So speaking of, before I get into that, I do want to you talking about. I do want to get to the actors and inactors, but before I get to that, I do want to talk about what you just talked about in terms of being Emmanuel Forbes being on the practice squad. Is that a possibility? 'Cause I don't to
I
you.
mean, I always say it. I doubt it.
Okay. All right.
I always say it because it is a possibility. It might be
Got you.
like a 5%
Yeah.
possibility, but a possibility nonetheless. I mean, we'll see.
Yeah.
I didn't necessarily see where he had to be released based on who was brought up or whatever. But hey, at the
Yeah.
same token, again, I thought he was going to get released a few weeks back.
Got you.
So here we are. I mean, it's a tough pill to swallow when you cover people, you build relationships with them. It's a
Of
tough pill to
course.
swallow. I mean, I definitely when I saw it when it came across our phones, I was just like, whoa, oh wait, dang, I thought he was safe, but no,
Yeah, I
nobody's safe.
feel.
So
Now I feel you. All right. So get what are some of your you already mentioned one, but what are some of your other notable inactors?
I think that's a big one. I think
All
that's
right.
one to make note
Hmm.
of, right? He
Yeah.
is not injured.
Yeah. That is wild.
He is not injured. They did bring up they did bring up Carl Davis,
Yeah.
right? But he he's a healthy scratch,
Got you.
which is
Okay.
that is the most notable because then that becomes a okay, what's going on here? What's what is really happening here, and
Yeah.
what is resulting in some of the inactives and
Hmm.
And
what
he's
they
made some
really
plays too. That's why I'm
That's
surprised is
the
that
crazy thing.
he's had some production and shown some good things.
he is a healthy scratch.
Mm.
Mm.
Do you have a? I mean, in your opinion, like your opinion, do you have an idea why he could be a healthy scratch? For in terms, is it
Um,
more?
I paid attention to, as I always pay attention to, right,
Yeah, of course.
the press
Yeah, yeah,
conferences, and when Joe Witt Jr. made a comment about Mike Davis and what he's seeing from him in practice,
yeah.
and how in his performance in practice and what he's saying, and then of course in game,
Mm-hmm.
then maybe it's something along that lines
Mm,
where potentially the attitude, the behavior, the effort being put forth
mm-hmm.
in practice, they're seeing more from Carl Davis than they are for Darian Mathis.
Mm. This is
I
some
mean, I
serious
don't
stuff.
know. That is pure
No,
speculation.
no,
I'm
no.
just
I
trying to
mean,
use my clues from what he
of
said
course, of
about Mike
course.
Davis, and then I'm just like, okay, because I do think that is a big deal that Fedarian is a healthy scratch.
I think it's a
I
big.
think there's a story within a story there. So
I agree.
Mhm. I agree with that.
I hope he's not the. I guess my thing. I hope he's not the fall guy because I mean I mentioned earlier like before, like this team's been atrocious against the run. You know what I mean? And that middle has been kind of weak. But
and
that's been a thing throughout the season. So I
and there
don't want him
Yes.
to be the
and
fall guy.
and going back and going back, excuse me, and watching the tape, watching the film, there was definitely some blunders on that D line last week
Yeah.
for
I'm
sure.
just hoping, yeah. Because that's been an overall issue.
Even before Allen was hurt.
Yeah, yeah, even before Allen was hurt. You know what I mean? This has been
And,
consistent.
and this has also been a conversation, right?
Mhm.
Around, you go back to the summer, it was, are they keeping John Ridgeway? Are they keeping Fedarian Mathis?
Yeah.
Right?
Hmm.
So you got to figure, like, okay, they got something back for John Ridgeway,
Yeah.
right? With the Saints to do their trade, but we're just seeing some things unfold.
Yeah.
But I was shocked to see Fedarian's name on the list. I was like,
Me
wait a
too.
minute. I mean, now yesterday when I saw that Carl Davis was elevated, I was like, for who? I couldn't figure out what was that
Hmm.
was. Now we know. I wasn't expecting
Yeah,
that.
I think my man Paul said they're purging, but I think they're searching. To be real with you, now,
Yeah.
yeah, more than
But I think
anything.
in a way, but not in a way of like I don't want anyone to take. I agree with that statement, but I just want to. I'm understanding what that comment means because while I agree with that statement, I wouldn't want anybody to think it's like in a tank sort of way. Like no,
No, oh no, no, he's saying that
they are trying to
yeah,
put their
yeah,
best
yeah,
Hmm.
option forward because now they are in a situation where they must win these football games. I don't think the team is looking to win at least one of the last three.
Yeah.
at
Lost
least,
all three of them. You're in a bind right now.
yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
So
Yeah,
yeah,
I think he's saying purging in a way like they just trying to get rid of some of these
just
players in the old
the old
regime.
stuff. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I don't think. Yeah, I think they just don't. They ain't vibing them for whatever reason. They not vibing They're not vibing Ron dudes. They keep the being. They're not vibing Ron dudes.
There was another surprise for me, and that was Brian Robinson coming off the injury report, because I think the way he went down last week and then struggled after that, I think a lot of us thought that he was probably not going to play this week, but it sounds like he's full go for today. What's your comment on that?
He's full go today.
Okay. I was surprised. I was very surprised when he came off the injury report.
I can only speculate at this point, had they won one or two of those last three, if he would play, given that situation. But they in an all hands on deck type of situation, for real. And they know. Because the NFC is tight. It's really tight right now. And it's, me, you hate to see them in this situation because they were playing so well, and that was like the opposite of how they were playing. So now you got to make some decisions. But he practiced this week, Brian. So
Jeremy, something Candy was talking about. If guys aren't buying into the new culture, they got to go.
That's a good point.
It kind of seems like it. I hope they are. I mean, I don't know. We don't know what the issue is, but if that's the case, then I agree, because it's a new culture, it's a new regime, a new coaching style. Everything isn't handed to you.
Coaching
you gotta earn it.
Coach Witt don't play. Coach Witt is not a game. What y'all see in these press conferences, that's him in real life.
Mm-hmm.
So he's not putting on because the camera is on.
And he wants to be successful. This is his opportunity, right? So it's all in.
And let's just all keep it a buck. They shouldn't have lost that game that Sunday.
Yeah.
They shouldn't have.
They shouldn't have.
That was craziness.
Candy waving to people like she the president. I like that, Candy. Waving folks like you the president. I love that. I love it. You know what I'm saying?
I hate that y'all catch me doing that, but it's just where I sit. I don't know where else to go.
No,
she's the queen of the press box.
You in there. You the press. You are in there. But you got like you the president.
But I was staying by the door though too, y'all.
Hey, you the royalty joint. You can't even do like the royalty joint. You know what I mean?
I'm glad I wasn't on here last week when Jay-Z came through. He was right here, and I'm just like,
oh wow.
So I literally called him Mr. Jay-Z. So y'all would have heard all that. Then I called him Mr. Hove.
You called Mr. Hove? Did you do it?
Like, you ain't got to do all that.
Because you sorrow. You can't do the.
No, I can't. I'd be like, look, sir, we gotta have a conversation.
I'm just saying. All right, I'm just saying. I was curious about that. You know what I mean? You saw a hole. Could you do the same? I'm like, all right. So, Cliff. All right, Cliff's in the news. He's a candidate right now for like the Chicago Bears job. Like that's wild. But other than that. He's got a lot of flack though here in the area for not moving around Terry McLaurin. Do you see that happening today against the Titans?
It shouldn't. You know what's interesting about that whole scenario? In past press conferences, when you would hear Cliff say, "We got to use Terry more. We got to get the ball to Terry," he would do it like the next game. Like almost immediately. And one of the things that I shared on my show, I think last week, I went all the way back and I had to pull my receipt I remember Cliff sharing with us in Arizona that the year he was off, he watched and studied a lot of Todd Monken. And sometimes with Todd Monken's offense with Baltimore Ravens, sometimes the most obvious answer isn't the thing that they do.
Yeah.
But they got they got better team over there though.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yeah,
so you can afford sometimes to make those mistakes, maybe in a play or two. You can't go a whole half, right? And what's unfortunate is like don't think you're utilizing competitive advantage by not doing the thing that is the obvious answer.
Facts. There you go.
Just do the obvious answer. Just do it.
Yeah.
And I would hope that they shake some things up, and I think they just use your assets. I don't call them weapons anymore. I call them assets. Use your assets, period. And however you need to do it, it was wild to me. As soon as Terry switched sides of the field in a clutch moment, the play worked. It worked.
Yes.
So that sense of urgency has to move up quicker in that game. I was saying, I think I said it on CWall's post game. I said, you take the fourth quarter of that game and that sense of urgency and put it in the first quarter.
You win easy.
Even Micah Parsons said something similar to that, though, right?
That's right.
Yeah.
And Jeremy's right about nothing worse than a coach outsmarting themselves.
Yeah.
It's
But that's what I'm saying.
wild.
It's just a common sense thing. Don't make it harder on yourself. I mean,
Mhm.
they had the worst run defense in the league almost. Run the football.
Yeah.
They're bad
Agreed.
at it.
Yeah.
So
Some-
just do what you're actually pretty good at. And just, I don't know. It was weird. It got strange. And I don't know if he just outsmarts himself or whatever. Yes, there's definitely around week 8. I've said that's when his film is out. It's 2 months of film out on these teams. They got you now because you have a better guy. So they got you. But it's enough creative minds and the creative skill sets and juice in that building where I want to see a little bit more how that and I asked that question this week. Is a little bit more of that collaborative decision making. How's it really working?
Yeah.
So
It's wild that Terry's like 24th in targets, but he's in like the top 10 in receiving yards and catches.
He's number 4. Like
he's
the number 4.
It's
crazy.
Because in clutch moments, and they absolutely you want to know why? Because in clutch moments, and they absolutely have to get down the field, that's where they go. But why you got to wait that long?
Exactly.
Why you have to wait until your hair is on fire to do that?
No, I agree. That's what annoys me.
Mm-hmm.
It does. It annoys me.
Yes.
And I do think that, to your point about coaches outsmarting themselves, I totally agree with that comment. And I agree with you what you said, Candy, because I feel like when you're an offensive coordinator, this happens more when you're an offensive coordinator for real. Because you're trying to outsmart everybody and trying to show everybody how smart you are.
Still winning.
And I kind of think there's a play where, for him, not to be funny, but when you're younger, like a guy who didn't do well as a head coach initially, I think it's an opportunity to show it's an audition for the other teams in the league to say, you know what, I'm that guy, I'm that dude. Like I'm one of the smartest minds in football, rather than just doing what it takes to win a football game. Like just do whatever it takes. I'm trying to show you all that I'm that guy. You know what I mean? As a play caller, I'm the hottest thing in the market. You know what I'm saying? So I think that kind of plays a part. Hey,
Mom.
Miss Waller. Hey, Miss
Hi, Mrs. Waller.
Hey, so like I feel like that's the whole thing. So, but hey, Candy, real quick, give us your keys for Commander's victory. I'm not gonna have you do a prediction today. I'm not gonna do that. You're not even doing a prediction. We're not even doing that.
No prediction.
I'm retiring for predictions.
Yeah, we're not even doing that. Just give me your keys. Give me your keys.
I'm not working out anymore.
Yeah, we ain't doing that.
Some people get offended. That's all.
How do we lose Candy?
So I don't do predictions anymore. I hate to be like a broken record, right? But I said this last week and I meant it, and then it didn't happen. And I was like, yo, that's wild, because it was be who you say you're going to be. The offense has to find themselves. Because I thought this was going to be last week was going to be a good right game for them on offense, right? It's like, why is the historical theme of this is a get right game for bad teams? How did that happen to this Commanders team last week? Right? So I'm like, no, they need to be using this as get right. Do what works. Don't outsmart yourselves. And do what works. And this defense has to be more stout on the line of scrimmage. They have to be more stout at the line of scrimmage. I know you all know my soapbox on the secondary and all that. I get it. I know, but there must be more just depth and aggressiveness on that line of scrimmage from the defensive line. We're not seeing a whole bunch of sacks this season.
Nah, not really.
Really not.
Fowler, not really.
You got Fowler and Louis. That's it. Fowler and Louis. That's it.
Yeah.
So there needs to be some stops. There has to be some aggression there. We're seeing a Tennessee Titans team that has actually gotten better throughout the season.
Yeah.
They're working out their kinks. That's right. They're working out their kinks. Had a earlier in the year bye, and they're finding their stride, right? And they want to get in the playoffs just like everybody else. So they're not going to lay down. They have no reason to lay down to this Commander team, because everybody that's seen. I told you all a couple of weeks ago, the Steelers gave the blueprint on how to beat them. Now everybody doing it. So they have to be prepared. They have to be prepared, and this team is coming to beat us. And right now, it's looking like they're either exhausted or they just out of sorts, which is unusual for this time of year, because you're seeing other teams get better at this time of year.
Yeah, I just think to what you said earlier, one with Cliff, I think teams have gotten used to what he's kind of been doing, and it's up to
Yeah.
him to adjust or listen to, like you mentioned, he has an intelligent staff. Listen to his staff,
They're
who's had
really
success.
smart.
Yeah, who are really smart, who had success in this league. Listen to your staff.
Mhm.
Secondly, on the defense side of football, I think all that stuff just catches up to you. Like I mentioned, when you can't stop the run, when you can consistently can't stop the run, that is in the game. And towards the end of the season, it's gonna catch up to you. There's nothing
Mm-hmm.
that you can typically do to
Mm-hmm.
mask that for real, unless
Yeah.
you kind of go into a season and you take
Mm-hmm.
care of it. But that's always a consistent issue. That towards the end of the season, you're gonna feel it, and they're feeling it right now too. Because
Yeah,
now
and
you're giving you're giving offenses two things to do. They can throw the ball now, and they can run the ball. You want to keep the offense one dimensional. So
I think one of the things, I mentioned this, and I'm gonna keep bringing it up because I brought it up week 8, right after the game, right after the presser, where everybody was like trying to see what the happy vibe was in the locker room. I was like, no, I gotta go to the presser right after the game because I have to ask Coach Quinn this. I don't want to come off as like a Debbie Downer, but he admitted that was a frustrating game, and I said the best and the worst thing that could have happened to this team was that Hail Mary, because the issues that were present in that game offensively
yeah,
and defensively late are the
yeah,
consistent issues that we have all seen since.
Mhm.
Seriously, if you go back
yeah.
and watch that game was a bad game
Yes.
offensively.
It
It
was.
really was.
It was.
And so we've seen it, we've continued to see it, and it didn't get addressed. And so I also want to say this, dare I say it, I think there's too much pressure, there's too much emphasis on Jaden saving everybody. And no, I said that early on
Yeah.
when they were really playing complementary football well. And as long as Jaden Daniels is out there, we got a chance.
Mhm.
While I agree, I disagree because that doesn't mean everybody just be lax on what you want to do. If you go back to that Cincinnati Bengals game, if you recall that 4th and 2, remember Jaden and Terry told that they made up that play, but you were in a crunch position. You were in a crunch time that moment as well.
Mhm.
There has to find the balance of understanding and already knowing what the defense is anticipating and what they're going to do and just beat them.
Yeah.
Who cares if it's a bunch of people covering Terry? Well, guess what? Terry is smoking most of these people.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Let it go.
Sometimes
Let
you
it be
just
on
have.
the highlight reel. Did y'all see how he turned them wheels on that play last week? I said, oh my God, Uncle Terry, that was 4-4 Terry right there. That was
Yes, it was.
4-4 Terry right there.
Mhm.
It's crazy. You know what I mean? And let me say, Jaden is amazing. Oh my, he really is. But everybody else got to be amazing right along with him. And they're losing that confidence.
Yeah.
They're losing that goon confidence of we just gonna go down the field. They've been losing the time of possession battles.
Yep.
Even when the defense does make a play, the offense is going 3 and out. Between the 3 and outs, the drop passes, they're doing all of that way more, almost double than they did in the first 7 games of the season. They got to clean that up, and it's got to start today.
Totally
Mhm.
agree, Candy. I totally agree. Well, Candy, thanks for being on. Before we let you go, how can folks catch you on social media, and also how can they catch your content?
At CWall SE on X and Bowie at Bowie TV Sports on X and Instagram. Make sure you all subscribed on Bowie_TV on YouTube. That's where you get all the content. I do game recaps, all those things. So make sure you all tune in and follow and subscribe.
Yeah, make sure I do that. And also, we're gonna have Candy on our recap show tonight, 7:30, Urban Sports Scene. So yeah, make sure y'all pull up for that. We're gonna.
Yeah, I'll
Hopefully,
be
it's a
there.
good thing too, man.
I hope so
Hopefully.
too. I think I was in shock last week. Oh, I would also like to say, because I feel like this is a very important point.
Hey, add in it. Go ahead.
I'm not a fan of the black uniforms. Okay.
Okay.
And I am wearing all black today, but it was already on my schedule to wear all black today. And whenever I wear all black and they wear all black, and people are like, oh, you're dressed like the team.
I agree.
No,
Yeah.
I'm dressed like myself.
There you go.
I just felt like I needed to make that clear because I've been getting it all morning. Okay, you got your black uniform on like the team. No.
Mhm.
So
Nah.
if y'all see them wear all black, it's just
Yeah.
I'm an individual.
You're an
TV.
individual. I know. You ain't them. You yourself. You know what I'm saying? You yourself.
Mhm.
You ain't them.
Oh, anyway.
You're not on a losing streak. You win.
Please don't.
Yeah. All right, Candy. Thanks for
All
being
right.
on as
Thank you
always.
Thank you,
all.
Candy.
Talk to you all later
All
on
right.
today.
All
All right. Bye.
Well, there's my first big disagreement with Candy because I love the black uniforms. They're my
I love how
favorite
they
of all the
look. I
uniforms.
like how they look, but I'm a superstitious dude, so they losing. I don't want them, but they won a game, so I guess everybody kind of like is what it is. Like it's not good. Like I don't want to. I mean, just where would have you winning? That's my thing. It looks sweet though. Don't get it twisted. The black uniforms look sweet. So you know what? In terms of fashion, them things sweet. But I'm just saying, like I'm all about, hey, win. Did they win on the hell? They wore the black uniforms with the Hail Mary, right?
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
Yeah,
By
see,
the way, there were some great comments. Coach Lombard, I love the comment that you had about that Cliff prefers misdirection over physicality, and it's not good for December. It was a brilliant comment. And Jeremy Lee had a comment right after that was really great too. And I'm trying to remember what it was, but he was sort of talking about on the same lines about Cliff trying to outsmart himself. Brilliant comments in our chat that were just for me right on target. I just wanted to spotlight those before we continue.
Right, though. They were definitely right. They were awesome comments. But let's get into it. Like, Titans, like in the beginning of the season, everybody, I mean, in the middle of the season, I ain't beginning of the beginning of the season, in the middle of the season, everybody look at this game like, all right, this is a get right game, man. This is the game. Like this Titan squad is trash. Man, I don't look like that right now. They ain't looking like that bad anymore. Number 2 defense. I said this before. I said this is the better defense. Probably this is the best defense this team has seen. And against these defenses that this team is, the good defenses of late have stifled this team.
That's true.
So, but in terms of you, George, what scares you about this Titans team?
I mean, what scares me is Nick Westbrook-Akine getting big plays because he doesn't catch a lot of passes, but when he catches them, they're usually going for massive chunks of yards. Right. He's had a 98-yard touchdown this year. I think he's got a touchdown in 4 of his last 5 games. And I've always been a Calvin Ridley guy. I've always been a big fan of Calvin Ridley. So that's what scares me about this team. The good news is that Will Levis is going to do something just insanely dumb at least once today, maybe twice.
They play against Daniel Jones every year, don't they?
Well, that's fair too.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like I don't rely when it comes to this team. I don't rely on I don't look at them as taking advantage of bad quarterback play often. I just don't. I'm not gonna lie.
No, because they haven't. To be fair,
so I'm not gonna put them in a place where that's when we put good defenses at. Good defenses take advantage, or solid defenses take advantage of like lower tier quarterback play. Will Levis has turned the football over, but he had, like to your point, has made big plays. Like because like you have weapons with Calvin Ridley and what's his name again, George? The other guy with the
Nick Westbrook-Akine.
Yeah, Westbrook. I'm calling it Nick Westbrook. They have big plays. They create big plays, and we all know that Calvin Ridley is one of the best route runners in football and with elite speed. So they scare me on the defensive side of football. I'm gonna be real with you. To your point though, like with all that being said, this defense is scary, and the run game is scary. Like you got Tony Pollard, who's had success against this defense with the Cowboys. Now you're going against a weak Washington Commanders defensive front in terms of stopping the run. This team, again, we talk about Will Levis beating us, but if the way this team has played against the run, they may not need Levis to do anything for real. They have to, like Washington hasn't shown by any means to stop the run. The Cowboys had one of the worst rushing offenses in the NFL, and they ran pretty well. I think averaged over 4 yards a carry against Washington.
Yeah,
we're going to Tony Pollard, who's a home run threat, going against this defense. I'm not looking at this defense as anything like, all right, they can stop Tony Pollard. To be real with you, they haven't shown me that ability to stop a higher level running back. And to me, Tony Pollard is a higher level running back. I'm not saying he's like one of the best running backs in the league, but he's a higher level.
Better than Rico Dowdle.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm not comfortable about this game because of that. It's because of the Titans defense. That scares me. That definitely scares me. Number 2 in the league. And they've played some, and they've had to be on the field. They're not like you said, their offense has been something spectacular to where a point they have to be on the field stopping people. So that means a lot. Number 2 defense in the NFL, and with a bad record, that tells you a lot. If you're number 2 defense in the NFL with a bad record, that means you're a really good defense. And then secondly, that run game is scary for this team. And if I feel like you got a good defense and you run the football, that's something that says that, okay, this game's going to be close. And this game probably won't be high scoring. I hope it's a high scoring game for Washington's sake, but it probably won't be high scoring because that means you're going to win the time of the possession. You have a chance to win the time of possession game, and you'll be able to get some 3 and outs or whatnot. So They fear that. That's one of my fears, folks in the chat. What are your fears about this Titans team? Jeremy said, let's hope Will Levis doesn't decide to have a career day against our bad defense. That's what I'm saying. Like we gotta, like when you're going against Ching, and Ching got a 70-yard TD reception. They got big plays. They do develop. They do come up with big plays. Santiago said Jaden is still him. Defense has have caught up with our offensive scheme. Yeah,
that's true.
D-line, exactly. Coach, D-line and wide receivers. That's what's scary. Mm-hmm. Wide receivers. I'm gonna say the wide receivers are scary because of quarterback play. That's I'm like, I mean, they're still scary. That running game scares the bejesus out of me though. Mike said their linebackers their linebackers fast, bro. They're fast. You know what I mean? Again, and then you spying Jaden. Like, what are you gonna do this? Like, how's that gonna work? And how does that will they be effectively spying Jaden to a point where that hinders Cliff's offense? You know what I mean? Like, there's a lot that's on the table. But yeah, this game is scary. If you asked me a couple weeks ago, would I think this game is scary? No. But now, yes, you just lost to the Cowboys. Of course it's scary.
Yeah. Yes.
Of course it is. Like,
and we know they're on fumes. Yeah. I mean, and at the very beginning of this year, I did think they could lose this game because I thought they're going to be running out of gas going to week 14. Of course, things changed, and when they're 7-2, I'm thinking, well, Tennessee's not going to be a problem. And here we are now; they're 7-5. It's just we know that they need that bye, like everybody needs to breathe air at this point, and that's tough.
Wow, I don't know the way they're playing though. I don't know how much the bye is going to help. I ain't gonna hold you.
It's going to help a lot. I'm totally in the camp of it can't solve every problem. It's going to solve a lot of their problems.
I'm just talking about in terms of like quality, like play calling. That's not going to help. That's not helping anything. Like a lot of the stuff that we talk about, truth be told, other than the drops and B-Rob, I'm gonna be real with you. Because I said some stuff is consistent. Other than the drops and B-Rob, what do you think is going to help? I think that's the question. Like,
I think part of the reason this defense is because remember we had a patch there where this defense was starting to improve and get better.
But they always been bad against the run. They've always that's what I'm saying. Like
they have been, but I think part of the problem is they're tired. They're all tired, and they all need 2 weeks off in the worst kind of way.
I agree with this. I agree with this with Santiago. This is what I do agree with. I agree with this one. Offensive line. I agree with that. I do think that needs.
Yes.
I think that needs to break. I think if you had to really isolate something, that's the one. I feel like if we talk about it for real, they've always been bad against, even when they were fresh. The best game against a good running back they had was the Carolina game. That was the best game against against a good running back. Yeah. Everybody else has pretty much gashed them. That's been my complaint throughout the season. It was a complaint throughout the whole season. They can't stop the run.
Yeah.
Even when they were playing well. Now, if you're talking about Jaden being healthy and looking faster, I agree. That's a good one too, Jaden. And the drops to me are mental. I don't want to put that on a bye. They're mental. Like, dude, you got to.
But fatigue leads to fatigue up here.
They do, but you got to. If you're a good pro, you ain't dropping no pass. Like I'm not gonna put.
You shouldn't be.
Like speed, I will give you. You're not getting separation because your legs are tired. That's different. But catching the ball is concentration. Like I'm all about guys. That's concentration. That you're just not a focused like wide receiver. We're not saying that about. I'm not even gonna go to the number one receivers, but they're second tier receivers. That we're not looking at them like dropping the football because they need a bye. You know what I mean? Like we're looking at that. The offensive line is a good point though. Like the protection definitely went downward since they need rest and they need to get healthy. I totally agree with the offensive line talk. Definitely agree with that one. I see a point. Jaden wasn't good when he wasn't healthy either. Just saying, yeah. Oh, wasn't healthy. Yeah. So I'm saying Jaden needs. I think Jaden needs to buy. I do. I think of anybody of playmakers, I think Jaden needs to buy, and I think that's good for him in terms of sitting down, watching film, sitting down, and just resting up and getting your body right.
I mean, let's remember. You're playing a 12-game regular season in college, and you usually have at least one bye in there, sometimes two. Mm-hmm. And this is 13 weeks in a row that he's played now.
Yeah, I think he needs a bye too. Robinson needs a bye.
Definitely. Yeah,
I think the running game, yes, has been affected by the running game.
And let's say this: he was off the injury report. He's playing Brian Robinson. We assume he's full go. But if it's clear that he is hampered, please use McNichols and Rodriguez. Please. And don't call this game like, well, we don't have Robinson, so we can't run the ball.
I agree with that.
Because that's I'm still mad about the Ravens game about that. Because the Ravens were a great run defense, but to not even challenge them puts your quarterback in an impossible situation. Don't do that.
Quinn, Mike said Quinn got to go for it on fourth downs. We are losing because of it. Depends on what fourth down. I mean, this offense hasn't been the greatest, so I get the fear of not going for it. I get the fear. You talking about like 4th and 1 or 4 inches, or what do you? I mean, I guess what time?
He's probably talking about that 4th and 2 where they kicked the field goal and missed it last week. He's probably talking about that, and he's got a point there.
Got you. Yeah, I get you. I get it. By a little bit. Yeah, I think it'll help. I just don't know. It depends on what.
I mean, it helped the Eagles a lot. Coach Lombard's an Eagles fan.
Yeah.
And they were spinning their wheels until the bye, and then they got themselves right.
It helped. Yeah, it helped. It helped. They had like a decent. It did help the defense. It definitely helped. Like Jalen Hurts is still playing the same though. Like he's still playing the same. But it did help the defense though. I will give you that, bro. It did help the defense. But again, that's a talented defense though. So it's different. Like their defense is talented. I can't tell you that Washington's defense is talented because we came into the season saying that they need a lot of work, and now they're purging everybody. So it's not like they got the same players that we thought were half decent. Like we talk about Defoe and all these other players, but it ain't like we ain't come here and saying like, yeah, we're gonna think Butler is gonna definitely turn things around for this defense. You know what I'm saying? Like I do say that I will say this though. Throughout the season, I do feel like the defense has gotten better though. I won't even now without a bye. I think the defense has gotten better. But my issue is not with the defense is not about like they haven't improved. I think they've gotten better. Like I'm gonna be real with y'all. I think the same issue the issues that they have, like the main issue they have is still there. Like, you know, I feel like they're better against the passing than against the run. And I feel like the run has been like and if you look at the stats, it shows like they have been bad against the run. I think they're in the bottom half. No, not bottom half. They're in the low in stopping the run. They're in the bottom in stopping the run.
Yeah.
And their pass defense isn't that bad actually. So, but that run defense, that's been consistent. Tampa was able to run against them, and Tampa isn't an explosive running offense. So, let's pray Noah doesn't lead the team in targets today. And 17 gets more. Yeah, move around.
You ain't lying, Jeremy Lee. I'm
not gonna lie to you, Jeremy. I think Noah's been having a lot of drops, and I would like them to move, like to change things up there too. I would like them if they want to change things up with Emmanuel Forrest being released. I'm not saying cut Noah. I'm not saying that, but change things up in terms of who gets an opportunity to be on the football field alongside Terry. Change things up. I don't care if it's McCaffrey. I don't care if it's I don't care who it is. Other than Olamide, he don't need to be out there. But go ahead.
Right next to what you say about Noah Brown, I better not see John Bates in a pass pattern, or I'm gonna lose it.
I'm telling
completely.
I'm telling you, Cliff Runs 1-3 says to give Noah a set of good looks and give Jay in high school reads. Seems like it. I would rather have 3. I'd rather have 2 or 3 tight ends out there sometimes and one. Me too.
Receiver.
I'd rather have 3. I would like a 3 tight end look. I ain't gonna lie to you.
Because then you can have Bates out there as a blocker and at least still make them think we're running the ball, and then you can throw it to Sennett or
Yeah, I agree. I have Bates out there as a blocker. I like to have 2. I would definitely like to see 3 tight ends.
Also, you know what's funny? Because I'm watching the highlights. Somebody was doing the highlights, and Sennett had the big block on Jaden Daniels' touchdown run.
Yeah,
so what is this about Sennett can't block? Where's that coming from?
No. Somebody making that. You talking about who said that? Who said that, George?
Because people are saying that Sennett ain't getting in because he's not as good a blocker as Bates, or he doesn't know the whatever, or this or that. Yes, Coach Lombardi. Yes, 100%.
Which is like H-back.
Which is what Cooley did.
Yeah, it was Cooley did, which is typically like a tight end fullback. It's the same kind of premise.
100% Coach Lombard. Yes. Yeah. Love that idea.
I mean, that's why I said they should run 3 tight end sets, or whatever you want to call fullback. They should run 3 tight end sets and give the opportunity to do stuff. Like seriously. Like, but it shouldn't be, because in the end of the day, it's not like he's better than Bates. He basically can do what Bates does and better. Let me be real, y'all. He can do what Bates does and better.
He ain't gonna fumble the ball the way Bates is fumbling it.
Exactly. So
seriously,
I'm not into all that. Like, I'm not into. Yeah, it's annoying. It's annoying. Bates has annoyed me a lot throughout his tenure here. I don't get. I think he's a special teamer, but that gets no knock on him. I'm sure he's a nice guy, but
I'm sure he's a nice guy.
We need to play it with a sense of urgency and realize that we need effort and execution is our formula to win. I agree, Paul.
Paul, that goes right back to what Candy said. That goes right back to what Candy said about why did they wait until the fourth quarter to play with some urgency on offense.
It doesn't matter if McCaffrey's in, if Jayden's gonna just throw to Noah and Ertz. Well, I'm just saying I'll say this. Just take out Noah. Ertz hasn't been that bad. Y'all been getting my Ertz hasn't been that bad, bro. Like Ertz is look at the stats. Ertz has been all right the last couple games.
People still mad about that fourth down, even if he might have got a first down.
The Eagles game, but the Eagles game wasn't really a bad game. Even though that one play, the Eagles game wasn't like. I'm sorry, not the Eagles. The Eagles game wasn't bad, and also the Cowboys game wasn't bad. So y'all need to like get over it. I'm not gonna lie to y'all. They ran some 13 versus Dallas. Cliff needs to run more 21 than the way to beat single high loaded boxes or deep shots in a physical run game. I said, see, this is what. That's why I said play Diami more over Noah. If you're gonna do that, if you're gonna play that way, take deep shots. Have Diami on a go route, not Noah. Like put Diami on a go route, not Noah Brown. Like Diami's more of your go route threat. And actually, Diami had a good game against this Titans team with Carson Wentz. He had 2 bombs for a touchdown. I'm just saying. Definitely three running back sets with a fullback on the short yardage instead of Jayden running it. You can do that too. I mean, Jayden's awesome too.
I mean, again, Jayden looked like himself running the ball last week, and I want that to be part of the offense. But now that he's all right,
I mean, Jeremy, it's a little better now. It's a little better. It's a little better, Jeremy. I don't even want to like read this. I just want
to Jeremy, God bless you.
Trip, man. Glad to have you back, Jeremy. You're a trip, bro. You're a trip. Hey, George, give me your keys for Commanders victory today, man.
Oh gosh. Well, the biggest one is this. Will Levis you cannot let Will Levis get big plays over the top. And when Will Levis makes a galactically stupid decision, which he will, we have got to take advantage of it. And the biggest thing about last week that was so bothersome is that we never put Cooper Rush in a position where he would turn the ball over, which is something he is prone to do. So seriously, Will Levis is going to do something insane out there because he does it every game. Every game he makes at least one play that you're going, that's the stupidest quarterback of all time. So let's get him in those positions, but let's take advantage of that. And God, let's not have him throwing it. Let's not give up a 70 or 75-yard touchdown pass because Will Levis is doing that almost every week now, it feels like.
Well, like the Texans have a good defense, so he's tested. You know what I mean? He is tested. He scored like 30. They scored like 30 against the Texans.
32.
32. But he did give him a dumb play though. So he, like to your point, he gives you one. But like the problem, the thing is, you just can't. He may give you the one, but you still got to stop him. So like you still got to stop them as a whole. Yeah. So my thing is like less 3 and outs, run the football, take advantage of the big shots that you do have, and stop the run. Got to stop the run. If you stop the run, you win the football game. I'm gonna be real. If you stop the run, you win the football game. If you don't stop the run, we're gonna have the same issues that we've been having the last three weeks. Like you got to stop the run. If you don't stop the run, we're gonna be here being mad. We lost to the Steelers. We lost to the Cowboys. You know what I mean? We're gonna have that situation. We're gonna have that same type of outcome. Stop the run. Just stop the run. You stop the run, you win the game. I'm so sold on that. You stop the run, we win the game. You got to be. Were you a Titans fan? I got the Titans over the Commanders. It's for a reason. We need teams like you losing today. It will open up the doors for other teams in the NFC side to reach the postseason. So he's
got to be one of them teams that's behind us, like Cardinals or.
He must be. I don't know who your team.
Turbo, well, no, he wants us to lose because we're in front of one of the teams he likes for that wild card.
I want to know who's.
So it's got to be like Seattle or Arizona or one of those.
Yeah. I need to know
or San Francisco. Because that's who we're competing with for that last spot right now is all them teams out in the NFC West. And the good thing is they're all beating each other up. So if we could just get our stuff together, we're going to make it.
Glenn, run the ball, control the clock, and take advantage of the turnovers. Yeah,
absolutely.
Great. I mean,
absolutely.
To me, yeah, that's a good one too. Jeremy said Joe Wood has to dial up pressure. Yes, because I like earlier, like with Coach Lombard said, I agree. They ain't getting pressure before. Just had to happen. So you're gonna have to bring some pressure because it ain't working right now. And like Candy said, we're not really getting to the quarterback. Mike said we need to stop the run period and make the QB throw. Exactly. Make it one-dimensional. Mm-hmm. You stop the run, I can almost guarantee. But the problem is when you stop them, when like my own things, don't sell out like that. Because Will Levis is a good deep ball thrower, and your cornerbacks, to be real with you, I don't know if you really want Calvin really one-on-one. I don't think you want Calvin. I don't think you want that smoke. You don't want Calvin. I mean, Westbrook is good.
You only got one Mikey out there. Yeah. You only got one
Westbrook
Mikey out there, not two or three.
Westbrook has been good. On like you talking about the D play, but you really, if you really want to keep it, you really don't want Calvin really one-on-one. Like it's not a good look. It is not a good look. You know what I mean? It like with these cornerbacks, it is not a good look at all. If you throw the Ertz for 5 yards, he'll get you no yards. Yeah, that's true. No yards. But hey, he catches the ball though, and he gets open. His route running is better than the other. His route, people like getting open is a big thing in the NFL. His route running is better than most. Also, all of our tight ends.
Not that it mattered, but that toe tap in Philadelphia on the 2-pointer was next level.
Sick. I'm saying like we can like you may not like how he doesn't like he goes down like my man he goes down like my man said, but like a Kardashian, real talk. But the level of getting open is a different level. Like getting open is not easy in NFL, and he can get open, and he ain't like he running the 4-4. Like he gets open. You know what I'm saying? So you want like y'all, we all fans of Jayden. You want to make life easy for Jayden. If this man gets open, I'm fine with it. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So I get it. I get him. I get what y'all talking about. Like you want him to get you want him to like extend plays a little bit more. I get that. But also on the flip side, I'm like, y'all, we gotta like them other tight ends don't get open like him. I'm just saying they don't get open. You can't always scheme somebody open. You want a vet who knows how to find those places in the zone. Ertz knows how to do that. That's why he gets a lot of targets because he does get open. And as Commanders and Redskins fans, we know this. We've played against this dude. We know this dude can get open. I mean, he used to be a better runner with the football back in the day, but he gets open. Like that is a thing. He said, Mike said, Ertz seems a little lazy to me catching the ball. I think after the drops, he's been a little better though. I will say that after the drops, he has been better. Key play 25 less than 20. He's point play less than 20% of the defensive stats to execute on offense. Yeah,
Ben St. Just, if he ends up on either Westbrook Akine or doggone Ridley, it's going to scare me half to death watching that.
He got. I'm gonna say this. The Cowboys game. He didn't get burnt. Talking about Chin coach. He didn't really locate the football, which annoyed me. I'm easy to blame St. Just like anybody else, but I'm gonna keep it a bean. Like St. Just got beat on that play, but Chin was there. He did the job of a safety. He just didn't locate the football, which annoyed me. Like that play, like he really should have like bagged that ball down or picked it off because he was there. So it's like, yeah, St. Just got beat, but Chin was there to have his back, which that's the goal of a safety is to clean you up. He cleaned him up, but he just didn't make the play, which annoyed me. So yeah. I'm all like I like to think of myself as a fair dude, and I can be mad at St. Just like everybody. But on that play, I blame Jeremy Chin for real. Like I blame Chin. I don't care how it goes down. Just do it. Just win the game.
Yes, DH. Yeah. Win this game and get to this bye at 8-5.
Thanks, Reg. Appreciate you, homie. Appreciate you. Thanks, my man.
Thank you, Reg.
Yeah, Ertz is a vet. He said Ertz he should know how to get open, but he doesn't. He does know how to get open. He gets open. He does get open. That's why he gets a bunch of targets. He gets open. He does get open, man. I know a lot of people ain't a fan of him. I guarantee he had look at the last 2 weeks. I think he had a touchdown last week too, right? He had a touchdown last week. Yeah, he's gonna take the last 2 weeks he's had touchdowns. Just saying. Chin should pick that off. Exactly.
Yes.
Glenn. I agree. Yes. That's what I'm saying. I like to see minimal effort. I mean, I'm sorry, minimal empty formations by Cliff and more under center snaps need to protect Jaden. Like I don't, a lot of these
How
young
about a few?
quarterbacks, like
Let's have a few 1 and 2 man routes with max protection once in a
yeah, but
while.
it's also about like how comfortable you are under center. That's the thing about as a quarterback who's been in shotgun all like most of the time, and like when you play shotgun offense in college, you're used to that. You know what I mean? It's just like who is used to being under center. That's always a thing. That's always a thing in the NFL. Like who is used to? I don't know his comfortability being under center compared to shotgun. Like we all don't know that. You know what I mean? We just can't. I'm with you. Like I would like to see you have more protection, but it's different because you're an offense in college, spread shotguns. So now you're telling somebody being under the center often. So it's going to be a little bit more difficult. But yeah, I mean, if he's good at it, do it. That's my thing. If he ain't good at it, then it is what it is. Let's see. Under the center play action is way more effective. It is. It's way more. I agree.
Absolutely.
But are you good at it? Yeah, I agree. But are you good? Like, are you good at it? You know what I'm saying? Is your comfort level good under center? Yeah, he said, yeah. Yeah, Hurts learned how to play under center, but it took him a couple years though. He couldn't do it his rookie year. His first 2 years, he really couldn't do it. He's better. He's better at it now. So it's not like it depends on it depends where he's at. That's all I'm saying. If he's good at it now, go for it. But I like to give Jaden a lot of like credit. I think Jaden's a very bright dude. He studies the game pretty well. So I mean, I'm gonna lean in saying that Jaden knows how to do it, but I feel like if he hasn't done it, there's a reason why. I'll give Cliff that much credit. If he hasn't been under center a lot and he doesn't plan on doing it, that means he's not comfortable where he's at under center. That I will say. I think that's fair to say. Because to everybody's point, like being under center is way easy, like it's way better in terms of your offense than just being a shotgun all the time. Sometimes, yeah, depending, like most of the leagues like run plays though. Like handing the ball off, which is normal. But play action, how many does he does under play action? That's different. You know what I'm saying? Like how often does he do it? He doesn't do it often. So it's your comfortability. So that's all. That's what I'm saying. It's his comfortability. Not saying that Jaden never does it, but like you have a lot of quarterbacks in the league that who are primarily under shotgun quarterbacks in college. They go under center. They all go under center. They just don't do it often because there's a limit of comfortability with it. That's all I'm saying. AJ Ross is no joke. Who are you talking about? AJ Ross? Who's AJ? I like it. I had to read that one. Cliff called too many long developing routes last week. Agreed.
True.
I agree.
True.
I agree, Santiago. All right, let's see. All right, George. All right, man. Predictions, bro.
More in hopes and expectation. I'm going to go Washington 30, Tennessee 24. I do think we're going to move the football on them. Some other really good offenses have, even though they've got pretty good defensive numbers. I'm confident that Jaden was starting in that fourth quarter, was starting to get back to what we saw early in the season. Mm-hmm. So again, it's more in hope than expectation. It's not like last week. We are not getting out over our skis here. But yeah, I'm going to go with a Washington win because if we can win this game and get to this bye, then we can be a playoff team and maybe even do something in the playoffs.
Woo, dang, Coach, 32-20 Titans. Okay.
They got 32 last week, the Titans, so.
And they are, like he said, they're 4-4. They're playing better football. Hey, Mike, I'm back, baby. I'm back, Mike. I'm back on picking Washington to lose. We need something, Mike.
We need it.
We need this, Mike. We need this. I've been picking. We're on a losing streak. Mike, I think we need this. We need this in the worst way, Mike. So yeah, I got Washington losing 2017. You know what I'm saying? Glenn got 16-13 Washington. Which is wow. The mighty have fallen. Yeah, Mike, I'm back, baby. I'm back, baby. We needed this, Mike. You're welcome, Mike. And wearing black jerseys too. You need me for this. I gotta like beat the black jerseys, dude. My Nigerian voodoo is way better than this. It's way better. You know what I'm saying? We need this. The streets need this, and I'm giving it for the streets. So we need this to I'm putting the hex on the Titans. Washington. Titans, you're beating Washington. I'm putting the hex on you, Titans. You already know what time it is. All right, hey, so George, give me your hey, people, other folks in the chat, give me your predictions. Some of y'all, Mike, I saw you ain't doing a prediction. That's cool. Respect you. give me, hey, folks in the chat, give me your predictions. But yeah, back to you, George. Your fantasy player for today for the Commanders.
Fantasy player for me. You know what? Because this guy deserves more chances, and this is another one. This is more in hope than expectation. De'Ami Brown today. We're gonna have more than De'Ami Brown just running around. Let's get some targets his way. Less for Noah Brown, and hopefully he's a good second receiver for Terry today.
I like that one. Commanders 35-17.
Oh, I hope so. That'd be nice.
I hope so, man. That'd be great. You will see. Yeah. Okay. You will see. All right. I will. You know what? Because y'all been trashing on my man Zach Ertz. I'm picking Zach Ertz.
Hey, all right.
Yeah, touchdown. He's been good the last 2 weeks too. Yeah. My fantasy player of the week is Zach Ertz. See how I did there?
There we go.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm gonna choose. I would have chose like Terry, but I think that's easy because Terry's gonna get a lot of touches today. I believe that Terry's gonna get he's gonna be featured heavily.
He better be. I think 24th in targets and top 5 in yards and receptions.
I think Terry's going to get a lot of work for real. A lot of work. All right, y'all. Don't forget to tune into our post-game show directly after the game. We'll be on YouTube and IG Live. We'll also be streaming on the Urban Sports Scene X account. And subscribe to our podcast on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, iHeartRadio, and other podcast platforms. Just search All Burgundy and Go Everything. Also tweet us at ABG_Everything and hit us up on TikTok and IG at ABG_Everything. If y'all on YouTube, if you're not on our YouTube channel right now, our All Burgundy and Go Everything YouTube channel, hey, go over there, hit that red subscribe button. Also like this video. All y'all right now, like the video right now. It does well for our for the Commanders algorithm. Puts us out there in the search in terms of being searchable. So y'all hit the like button, comment as well. It does well for the search for the algorithm. Puts us up there so we can get more subscribers, more viewership. We appreciate all of y'all for tuning in. We'll make sure, man. Thanks, Coach. Appreciate you as always. Even though you were Eagles fan, I definitely appreciate you. I ain't gonna lie to you. Yeah, man. Yeah. You okay? You'll be great. Yeah, my man. Yeah. Glenn's got Jaden Daniels.
Yeah, of course.
Cool. All right, man. Paul got 31-14. All right, Paul. I see you. All right, man. Hopefully it's all works out, man. Hopefully this team wins. We can have I don't need a vent. I don't need to go full screen or nothing. I just want to chill. I just want to chill. Anyway, you've been listening to All Burgundy and Go Everything, powered by the Urban Sports.
Give it to Jacob too.
96.9 FM at 1340 AM. Hopewell, Virginia, for ages. You dig? Deuces, your guys, your homies, your folks, your fam. We out.